viewers around the world, you are welcome to another edition of our program, Face to Face. Face to Face is our discussional program. We talk issues, events, social issues, literature, and all of those genres of human endeavors. Today on Face to Face, as you can see, is I'm here, Ezenwa, and with my brother, friend, and author. I will keep the introduction for him to do. So Face to Face is with Ezenwa Nwaokoro. Dr. Eze, yes, you are welcome to Face to Face.
Thank you so much.
Nice.
I'm so glad to be your host today. So it's my pleasure to be here.
Thank you. So yes, Ezenwa Nwaokoro is my friend. So you're going to hear who he is to yourself, your ears now. Dr. Eze, who are you? What do you do?
I'm a human being. I'm a Nigerian.
I like that.
As normal as any other person. And my own peculiarities as an individual.
Yeah.
Which every other person has. For myself. So I am a Ezenwa, as friends call me.
Yes.
And that is it. So nice to be with you. And then I want to welcome the audience, whoever is listening from wherever you are listening.
Yeah.
You're all welcome. Let's see what up today in this brief time.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So viewers, Face to Face with Dr. Ezenwa Nwaokoro, an author, a publisher. Eze, we are going to dive into the book aspect, your author, the book writing aspect. But before then, let's take a short break and we'll come back. So viewers, don't touch that dial if you're going to be looking live, if you're going to be watching live. Stay on point. If you're going to come much later, we are here on Face to Face, my God, Ezenwa and Dr. Ezenwa Nwaokoro.
This is your numero uno, and my name is Charlie Boy. Yes, the king of boys, the area father, the father of their fathers, the Odudubariba one of Africa. Yes, the president of all frustrated Nigeria. You see, when you go on this Schengen team with these boys, you go get the real information. No be yawa yawa. Because me, I am authenticating this platform because now where we go get the correct information. If you are not here, then you're a mumu. I beg, come put it there.
Tank G on the beat. Tank G on the beat.
Schengen Story, buy your copy. Schengen Story, buy your copy. Schengen Story is African journal detailing events, lifestyle, fashion, various kind of stories within the Africans in Europe. So you want to get a copy of what is going on. This is our way of putting out our own side of the story in Europe. In most cases, the media, the European media doesn't talk much about the Africans. And if they do, it's negative. So Schengen Story is putting out what really happens within the African community in Europe. Schengen Story is giving out that story, detailing events, lifestyle, giving out all good, great informations of Africans in Europe. So get your own copy, Schengen Story. And if you have a story to tell, you have something to say, you have an article to put out, feel free to contact us, Schengen Story team, and let's have your story in this epic movement of mainstream media going on in Europe. So get a copy, Schengen Story magazine. Buy your copy, Schengen Story, Schengen Story, Schengen Story. Get your copy. Yes, we are back. We are back face to face with Ezenwa, author, writer, publisher, Ezenwa Nwaokoro. So what we're doing with today's face to face is getting to meet Ezenwa Nwaokoro, the writer, and also look into some of his projects, his books, and how relevant they are to our time. So Eze, I like we said, the writer. Can you tell us some of your books, some of what project publications you've done?
Yeah, of course. I've done some few works over the years, anyway. And presently, I'm trying to present or promotion on a particular one that is quite so relevant to our time, which is the Animal World War.
Animal World War.
World War.
Yes, I've been hearing of
one of
that
my
book.
yes, one of my works, of course, that was inspired by my childhood experience of the Nigerian Civil War. Of course, where that inspired, through my earlier life, and culminated, of course, into the very work of today. And as the name suggests, Animal World War is a metaphor, a satire of the wars in human society. And you see, even globally today, talk of more or less using animals to play human society as an allegory.
Yes, allegory.
So essentially, it's about the wars in human society, whether you consider it at a global level or particularly at local level or national level. But also, apart from that, it reflects the ordinary daily life of people within a particular society. It might be social, it might be religious, or whichever other forms.
Okay. Is it we're in a time when a lot of things are happening. You obviously know politically around the globe. I had an insight into the Animal World War, the book. I read through the synopsis, and somehow I was able to pick little things that connects with what is happening. So tell us, this Animal World War, this book, very, very interesting allegory. Tell us, how do we merge it into happenings today, Animal World War, into mostly in the Nigerian context? Let's look more into Nigeria as relating to the book.
Yeah, coming down particularly to the Nigerian level. Animal World War is essentially about struggle.
Power struggle.
Power struggle between individuals or group of people, or sometimes it comes in the form of conflict, maybe party politics, or ethnic conflict, or politics, or conflict, other forms of interest conflict that happens in the public space. To be precise, in that of Nigeria, you can see today how the party politics, you have the APC, you have the PDP, you have also the protagonists of some of these political leadership. And then if you take it down to power struggle between the leadership or individuals as characterized in the Animal World War, you can see those who are so much interested in amassing power, or those who are interested in amassing wealth out of the situation, and then those who fall victims of the situations, and there are also villains, heroes of all types, and so forth and so on. That is what the Animal World War is about. And if you apply it to the Nigeria of today, you can see the struggle between the various political interests. As it's happening today. So everybody is fighting who takes over the leadership of
who takes over the leadership.
The leadership of Nigeria.
Viewers hearing us, this is Face to Face. I'm here with Ezenwa Nwaokoro, a book writer, a book publisher. We're talking about specifically about a book that was written titled Animal War.
Yeah, so of course the story was completed 30 years ago. But the days go by, I come to find that
30 years ago.
30 years ago.
Okay, so yes, you just paired it with happenings in Nigeria politically. Now, let's have an insight to some of the characters and how they note with those in Nigeria politics. Do we have those characters? I mean, we have these. We know that in Nigeria now, there are strong men in our politics. Strong men. There are maneuvers. There are people that maneuvers, and they tend to want to be
this power.
Yes, be the law of all.
Yeah, of course.
So, do we have those characters in that book?
Yeah, we have major characters in the book, like in the story of Animal World War, like Domigan the Elephant. Domigan the Elephant is someone in the character of Domigan character who feels that because of his size, as a person, that he has the right to rule the world.
Domigan,
yes. And at the same time, some other people have the same similar interests. For example, Megalod the whale also has similar interests. Why Omega wants to take over the world and rule the world? Because of he has an ambition that is rather inordinate. So also Megalod has the similar ambition. So there is definitely going to be conflict since each of these want to rule the world. And then they have their followers and their nations to lead, and each of the sides created their own army and the fighting men, to struggle for power. But that is what is happening in power politics of today. You have the APC led by the president.
Okay, that's where to go
now
to.
the election is coming. The
Okay.
And you have the opposition.
The opposition too.
Who have similar ambition.
Yes.
They want to assume power in the nation, the same space. So that is where the conflict of interest comes. So there is going to be a clash, a battle, war going on in this situation.
You're all hearing it. We're here face to face. It's Ezenwa Nwaokoro. Is it now? You've talked about some period characters in that book. It's interesting anyway. Let me say this: that we're able to come up with this book 30 years ago until today. It still reflects what's happening in the society. That's genius. That's something extraordinary. So now, what do we see eventually? What happens in the book that might also play out in the Nigerian politics? What do you think could happen?
Well, in a particular scenario of this nature, it ended up that there is a war between the animals of the land animals, and water animals.
Land animals and water animals.
And the war ended summarily where the land animals took over the water. And the water animals took over the land. But don't forget, the water life is not possible on the land. And the land life is not possible inside the water. So when the land animals took over the water animals on the other took over the land, it came to a stalemate with a dramatic end where each of the sides discovered they had no need for such war, conquest. And therefore, the war ended in reconciliation where each side had to return what they had stolen what they had become. That was the drama of the situation. That is to say that in this conflict of social interest that plays out even in the ordinary society, even in power politics, that in the end of it all, it plays out to the defeat of the end, and of everybody. People suffer in the conflict. There are those who benefit quite few, but on the whole, the society suffers so much in this conflict, and that is what happens in human society. So we have to find a way of equilibrium in life and
balance.
Yes,
way of balance
to make society better for all, not just for individuals. Just individuals.
Wow. So viewers, you're hearing this. A writer that is more like a prophetic writer. What he wrote 30 years ago, it's happening real life in Nigerian politics today. This is unique. This is genius. I mean, you can't do this if you're not somebody extra. So we're here with Ezenwa Nwaokoro, the writer. Animal World War is the book. Animal World War, an story of animals and their characters, and it's even playing out in today's politics in Nigeria. We want to go through some of the pages with you, but not viewers. We're going to hang on, follow us in this episode of Face to Face. Let's see, get some in-depth view of a book. Some major storyline that can make us want to read the book, make us want to buy the book, and also apply them to
our society.
Yes. So you are welcome, Eze. Joining us far away, Toronto, Canada, is our man, the big man there. That's Sir George Chukwu. Sir George Chukwu, you're welcome, Sir George. I know you like to be on the stream. We're sorry we got you up this time, but we need to have you around. How are you, man? How are you, George? George, can you hear me?
I can definitely hear you. How are you?
Good. Okay. So, George, we just had a small discussion with Ezenwa Nwaokoro, an author, publisher, and he wrote a book 30 years. This book today reflects what's happening in Nigerian politics. So where you come in now is, let's talk about, with the book, let's talk about Nigerian politics in this sense of some people treat this demigod personality, which was one of the characters in his book. The book is called Animal World War. It's titled Animal World War. Tell the viewers and George more on the book. Give a small summary again.
Just a simple synopsis of the story of the Animal World War, which, as I said earlier, was inspired by my childhood experience. I was a kid of 5 to 7 years when the Nigerian war started and ended. And with that, earlier, much later in my life, gave me the inspiration to do this Animal World War. Of course, the idea of using animals to tell stories, came from my grandmother that I lived with, who told the whole world of animal stories. And then later in my life, the two sides sort of together, and then inspired me to do this story, which was concluded about 30 years ago. It's all an allegory, a metaphorical allegory, trying to mock human society, in advent of civil wars or national wars or whatever level. More or less also about the global situation today also, we're even at continental level or national level. And it goes down all the way and deals with the common life of social life in human society. So I use the animal characters to play, of course, human professions, and so forth and so on. And now you can see in the book that the political class, I consider them as the elephants and the whales, while the military class, I see them as the lions or the sharks that fight for the various animal nations. You can see the vultures as the business class who make money or who get contracts of clearing during the Animal World War. You can see characters like Bartholomew the Bat, who used to be a weapon maker, who supplies both sides of the war and then amasses wealth for himself. You can see other major characters, some of them are peacemakers, during the Animal World War. Then that's the situation, and you can see all of them playing roles also, on the other hand, in a human society, and that's what the dramatics of the story itself is talking about.
Wow, that's so you just heard it, George. George, that's Ezenwa Nwaokoro, writer. He has just given us a run through of the book, Animal World War. So, George, I will get a copy for you. Send you a copy so you can see this.
Soft copy.
Yeah, soft copy. So the interesting thing, George, here is that the book really it depicts what is happening presently in Nigeria. All the strange things we're seeing in our politics. So, George, let's talk about this now. You're a party member. I know how you're also very effective in your party activities. But is it not a strange thing happening in our party landscape, political party landscape? For example, as at this morning, almost all the political parties now have factions. Did you understand that, George? They now all have factions. So, and the factional side that INEC has taken is the side that is like the breakaway side. But that's the side INEC is recognizing, and these are the people now that will present probably on the election ballot. So all of these, do you see this in the Western world, or are they not strange to be? It's strange that parties will. Go ahead, George.
When you talk about politics, I mean, the funniest part of it, as he was explaining the Animal World War, and I started thinking about how the Word of God says that, professing themselves to be wise, they become fools. And this is exactly our human being, the way we are, the way we operate, the way we function. We think we are so wise, but in actuality, when you think about it, animals are even better than us. Because animals, they don't kill for killing's sake. They kill because they want to eat. But yet, when you look at what is happening in politics today in Nigeria, you begin to see people that don't talk too much, but underneath, under the table, they are just so effective in the way that they can disintegrate and mess other parties up. And because sometimes when you accuse somebody of doing something, and then also, um, um, if what they are doing is ineffective simply because people refuse to adhere to it, then it's a different thing altogether. But what you see in Nigeria today is money rules. So when Ezenwa Nwaokoro wrote this book 30 years ago, he is looking at humans turning into animals, humans behaving worse than animals. And this is exactly what you're seeing today. Territorial integrity, when it comes to political situation, all of a sudden, you're seeing INEC, the ruling class right now, are hijacking everything. They have hijacked the Justice Department. They have hijacked every area. Now, therefore, so it's a political strategy to a degree, but also it is illegal to another degree, because you are not supposed to go into any party to tear them apart. You're supposed to allow and permit functional parties to do, be who they are, let them function, the way they're supposed to. But what we're seeing today is not the same thing. So, I applaud you, sir, for this book. When I first saw you, I say, oh my goodness, this is a junior brother to Wole Soyinka.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you, Mr.
so it's beautiful. But okay, on a serious note, think about what is happening today. Politics is no longer politics the way it's supposed to be. There are two factions of politics, or two sections of politics. The internal politics, which there is no rule, we do what we want. And then the other part is the international politics, what we want the outsiders to see, because we have what you call so-called democracy. But someone once said that this democracy in Nigeria is no longer democracy, it's democracy, because of the way we are functioning. So what you are seeing today is that institutions within Nigerian government has been hijacked by the ruling class, and what happens with that is the bidder, the bidder wins it all. Whoever is you're gonna pay money to these people, they would go and do your bidding. They bring in, simply because there are no ideological differences in the political parties in Nigeria, anybody can jump from one party to another. So if you bring money to me and then say to me, okay, I want you to go and join this party. When you go there, you're going to cause factions, cause trouble, find people that can come with you. We'll make sure that they are well taken care of. Tomorrow I'll go on, I will call a press conference and I'll start announcing something. Oh, this party belongs to me. Me and Mark Godwin, we started ADC many years ago. Therefore, we don't want anybody to come and hijack our organization. It is ours. We ought to be controlling it. That's exactly what you are seeing in Nigerian politics, and that's what you are noticing right now. Because Nigerian politics is we've gone into the bushes. We are animals
straight
now.
Up. Bushes.
We're animals,
Bushes,
just like what he wrote.
Yes. So George, you're putting it very well, and I like that you're also relating it to the book, Animal World War. There is something about human beings. We have tendencies, we have all these attributes and things that also relate that's comparable with animals. You can see so many similarities with us and so many of the animals. I mean, the lion, for example, used to exhibit leadership traits, and some people also want to copy those things and behave like that. But in the real sense, there has to be orderliness. So, George, another thing I want to say, I don't know, Eze, what do you say also to this whole thing?
Yeah, when
connecting it to
George was speaking, he made a very striking note when he said, "The winner takes it all." It's you see, in politics, there is the politics of domination, and on the contrary, there is politics of liberation, where some people's basic attitude, basic characteristics is to dominate others. Well, in the process, there are the reactionaries, or those who have a better mind, who want to do sort of a politics of liberation, who are more patriotic and more of doing for the good of all. And that's where the line is drawn, when individuals engage themselves in the field of politics or political interest. Personally, in my work, I try to examine every side of it, both the good, the bad, and of course, and then try to explain or to bring out the literary note, therefore, of this form, so that after observing that, we'll pass the message to the younger generations, like children, so that when they grow up, they will be better citizens and know the kind of politics and the ways and manners they play it, to have a better balanced society. And that is what the aim of my work is all about. Thank you.
Yes, George, did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard the politics of domination and the politics of liberation. You see, that's exactly the point there, okay? Because when you come to the politics of liberation, you're thinking about the people, you're thinking about the citizens, you're thinking about the poor, you're thinking about those that are disadvantaged. How can I help them? How can I help them to bring them up? Now, you come to these foreign countries, sometimes they bring in lower class people because they know there is a need for those type of people. The educated elite will not go and do this menial job because
Yeah.
so they factor them in when they're bringing people in. So in the same manner also, if you are a politician and your main purpose is to help your people, it is a different thing altogether than when you're thinking about your pockets, when you're thinking about what can I get, not what can I give. One American politicians once said, or a politician once said, you know, ask what I can do for my nation, not what my nation can do for me. But it works hand in hand, it's symbiotic in relationship
True.
because
True.
what you do, you bring people in, you give them opportunity to learn, you give them opportunity to get skills, then they can turn
Yes.
around and become taxpayers in the community rather than going
That's
to
it.
steal like what you're seeing in Nigeria today. So what you're seeing in Nigeria today, and part of the reason why the elite and most of these government officials are not even interested in trying to destroy this insurgency is because it's beyond them. They are incapable of dealing with these people. They cannot. So what you are seeing is even the people that are supposed to be saving you are not being taken care of. They are
Yeah.
saving their own lives. So what you're
That's,
seeing is Nigeria has come to the point right now where it's all about, well, let's have a shine face like Indians will say. Let's look good, but inside it's nothing that like what the Bible calls, a whited sepulcher, because within it's all ravenous wolves. There are dead men's bones. You know, so these are the things that we are saying. So we need to really go down, and begin to think about what politics means in Nigeria. It's not a politics of domination any longer. We need to think about the people. Look at the
yes.
Sahel nations. Look at every Sahel nation today. What is happening in Nigeria is what happened in these nations. And when the
Yes.
leaders refuse to listen, eventually people will now rise up. And then you begin to see people who come to dominate, the government. They become, they become the people's choice, simply because those that are voted in politically are not doing what they're supposed to do. They are just all interested about themselves. The 3%ers is what I call them. And the
3%.
97% is just dying. Then all of a sudden you give them handout, a little bit of crumbs from
Right.
under the table, and they jump in
And
that because they have earned $5,000 to vote for you, and then after that tomorrow
5,000
morning,
naira.
naira,
5,000 naira.
naira 5,000 naira to vote for you, and then after they eat that loaf of bread, because that's all it will cost right now. 5,000 naira can't even buy you a loaf of bread in Nigeria. Tomorrow they'll be hungry again and nothing happens. So what we need to do is, as a nation, is to come together and make a demand on these few 3%ers and say, thus far, no further. We cannot allow this to continue to happen. Because if not, watch what's going to happen eventually. When they refuse to listen, when the head is cut off, the ear will go with it. That's a proverb in Igbo land.
You will go with it.
Yeah, because it's a warning shots that are coming to the political elite in Nigeria. Pay attention to your people. Feel their pain. Don't sit where you are and then begin to deny, because all we need, is a political reaction these days. No more responsive. Nobody's responding. It's all political reaction. People will come, kidnap, take into the bushes, and then the military will come and they become reactional. Nobody is trying to save anymore. So when you continue to do this, I can guarantee you, if you have a dog in the house that you're abusing, one day that dog will rise up and bite you.
One day that dog will rise up and bite you.
And then another thing also, when you see the good ones that are there, who is supposed to save the nation, who are supposed to save the nation, they run for the little crumbs that they're going to give them, and they will not allow those people to come up and save a nation.
Yeah, that's it. So, but gentlemen, let me say this. Okay,
it might interest you. In the animal world war, a time came when the animals had an election. And because during the war, there is an ant called Ai who ran away as a refugee to another nation. And there he became a crumb gatherer in the other nation. And from there he started packaging food and sending back home to his people. The immediately ended, he became a food merchant. And the election came up, and because the people didn't have food at all, he started sharing food among the hungry people. And when the election came, he won the election and defeated all the big animals. He's one of the.
Do you see how interesting? Very
interesting.
prophetic. Interesting that
Very interesting.
I'll get to the book.
Yeah, get me that book, because this is what you call the Japa syndrome right now. The Japa syndrome. The Japa syndrome.
This was also what is happening politically in Nigeria. You know,
oh, definitely.
Poverty, hunger
to weaponize
people. Yes, the people are being, you know, like you said, 5,000 naira. You know, I script naira so that people, viewers will understand that it's naira. 5,000 naira is up to $2 or $5. I don't think it's up to $5. I don't think it's not up to €2 here in Europe. So I brought our people low, George. Food now, I mean rice. Imagine the rice package they are giving to our people. So this is the Abdullah now coming back to give people rice and food, and they will vote for him. George, go ahead. Go ahead, George.
But this is exactly what I'm talking about. And this is very, very interesting, because I'm supporting a candidate in Imo State who is also part of the system before, but now a diasporan. Understanding the importance of diasporans and understanding the amount of money that diasporans are sending to Nigeria. This man called Charles Orie decided that, considering what the Nigerians in diaspora are doing, that he will now go, rather than going to Nigeria and starting his politics, he wanted to go to the diaspora and begin to allow the people to to use them, because most of the politicians in Nigeria, because they can't give you what they don't have. When they visit foreign lands and go back, they are not inducted into that system. Therefore, they cannot give you, they don't think that that's a necessity in our country. So what we are seeing, this man now decided, okay, I'm going to go to the diasporas. Let me find out, who are these people? Why is it that you people are sending so much money in Nigeria? Because the GDP, the billions that are being sent is simply because of the weaponization of poverty in Nigeria. Let me go to them. Now, if I'm able to gather them together, and then we bring them, back to Nigeria, they can bring that foreign experience and foreign things, that they have learned in order to transform the nation, to become something that is supposed to be. So now this is exactly what Chief Orie is doing. He went to the diasporans first. He didn't go to Nigeria. He went to the diasporans. And then he started to talk to the diasporans, and then was able to convince us to say, okay, wait a minute, if you have all this idea, maybe we can bring you in as a leader that we want in order to help us out. Because what you saw in Abia State is happening in a lot of states. And now we want a repeat of what happened in Abia State to happen in Imo State. And that's why we are calling on Charles Orie to be the leader that we think that would transform Imo State to a nation, a state that is supposed to be. So that's this animal warfare and animal politics is exactly what is happening here. So I am so happy, sir, author Ezenwa Nwaokoro, for what you have done. As a matter of fact, let me tell you something else that is so interesting when I was thinking about it. Most of the stories, you say, the Bible will say in the book of Proverbs, go to the ant and learn. Okay. Go to the ant and learn. And you talked about the ant right now, who went to a foreign nation and began to gather food and return it back home. And so when politics came now, because people are hungry. He was able to use the resources that he gathered from abroad in order now to win the election. And that's exactly what we are seeing. So it is such an honor to have you among us. And I want everybody to read this book because they can all relate to it. Believe me. And you are a prophet in your own rights, and a visionary, all in the same, all in the same. So I thank you for being with us. It is such an honor.
Thank you.
Such an honor.
Wow, Big George, you're a strong man. I mean, you came in, you grabbed it like it is, you put it through. Nice. Thank you very much, Big George. George, so this is something we do face-to-face dialogue, conversation with noble Nigerians all over the world. We meet with them, talk with them, also promote them and let the world know about them, because the Nigerians have great people. We have great people everywhere. We are not timid. We are not cowed into anything that happens. We are dynamic, strong people doing great things all over the world, like you, George, too. So viewers, Face to Face today has been with George, being the other side, and Ezenwa Nwaokoro, the writer, Animal World War. We'll get the book available to those that want to have it. And yes, yeah, exactly. The website is animalworldwar.com.
Yeah,
Is
that correct?
Free download.
Free download is there. It's an interesting book. A book wrote that almost 30 years ago, but has very strong significance to our time now, mainly in the Nigerian politics. So until we come again, Big George, let's have a beautiful evening. And thank you for all you've done, all you've said, all the ideas and inputs. Thank you. So viewers,
and then my final word is,
yeah, go ahead, final word.
You that love Nigeria, you that wants a better Nigeria, you that loves one Nigeria, you go and read this book. Because when you read this book, get this book and read it. When you read this book, you will get wisdom that will teach you things so that you can make a quality decision that will help our nation. It is a book to be read. From what I have heard from the author, and I'm going to read that book, and I'm going to bring excerpts on this. So download this book, download it and read it if you want a better Nigeria and a better family and a better nation. Thank you. It's my pleasure to be with you, sir.
Thank you, Mr.